everyone. Today I've got Jenny Purves from Jigsaw Lending speaking to us about really what can you do if you think you can't afford to get divorced. Jenny, it's a question I'm sure a lot of people ask, isn't it? What can I do if I don't think I can afford to get divorced?
Absolutely. There is funding out there and available. We're one of the many lenders that fund for divorce litigation. If you're not sure about it, just pick up the phone. I'm happy to answer any questions and let you know how our product works and how you can gain funding from us.
So when do people sort of initially come to you? Is it sort of at the beginning, hopefully, I suppose?
Yeah, it really depends. Normally, family law firms get in touch with me when they have a client who's requiring funding for their divorce, and I've maybe had a connection with a law firm before, so they introduce me to the client. I'll explain to the client, usually over video, because it's good to get to know someone and for them to know who they're dealing with as well, so I can explain the product to them and if they're eligible.
And I know you were saying to me earlier before we started the video that actually things like handbags and other luxury goods can be used as assets.
Absolutely. We do have the ability to lend against fine art, watches, Lamborghinis. You've got a collection of Prada handbags, that kind of thing. Anything that has a value that can be taken as an asset and we can lend against it. So that's another string to our bow, shall we say.
Yeah. So do you often have people sort of coming to you who actually initially thought, oh, you know, my partner, my husband, wife, and I want to get divorced and I can't afford it, and they might have wanted to just end up having a quick deal. I suppose the partner might have been saying that, but then they realise that actually they can go ahead and get what they really deserve, I suppose.
Oh, of course. I mean, each case is individual, Alison. It really depends on the assets and liabilities within each sort of marriage and what state the divorce is at. But there's no harm in asking if you feel you need funding. Not everybody needs funding. They might have funds available, but it is quite a good way to help you, and it gives you a bit more confidence to know that you can go and get a good court case and get the money that you're deserved in your settlement. A lot of people sometimes take a quick settlement just because they don't want the hassle or the bother of contacting anybody for funding, because they might be rejected. But always pick up the phone and ask. We can certainly do our best to help.
And what's the sort of most common case you kind of see person coming to you?
Normally we get high net worth clients. It's possibly couples in their mid-40s and possibly it's usually the wife, unfortunately. She's maybe left a job to bring up children. She's left a good career behind. Husband's in control of the finances and she's not quite sure what's in the pot. These tend to be the most common cases, and maybe sometimes they've built a business together. So they're typical, you know, they maybe got properties or property portfolio, husband's maybe got a business, and yeah, the wife maybe just doesn't know where she stands in the case.
And do you lend, you're able to lend, because I know you're based in Scotland, but you're able to lend Scotland, England, Wales, Ireland, well,
Yes.
Northern Ireland, yeah.
We cover the whole of the UK. Most of our cases do come from England, actually.
Oh.
We do a few Scottish cases, but most of the high net worth ones come from England, all over really. So we don't have any geographic restrictions.
And in terms of, do you have any sort of success stories you can share with us? Have you had somebody who's come to you in real dire straits and actually at the end you've gone, oh, that was just brilliant, we've been able to really help them?
Absolutely. I mean, each case, as I said, is they're totally individual, but yes, we've helped people. I had a lady, unfortunately, yet again, it's always the women I tend to see, who'd been in this situation, had a great job, left a job, had 3 children, brought them up. Her husband had a successful business and was hiding assets, and we managed to get a really good case going. We managed to get funding for her, and the outcome has been amazing. She's got what she was deserved, and yeah, she's moving on. There's life after divorce.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, yeah. So how did you sort of get into this, Jenny? What's your background?
My background is banking. I've been in banking since I left school. I worked my way up from office junior. In those days, you went round all the different desks and learned all the different subjects you had to. Worked my way up, and then eventually ended up in private banking. So looking after high net worth clients. So I've done that for all my life, and then I joined a company called Brown Shipley, which is a private bank in Edinburgh, and I discovered the divorce lending product there. They had it in force but weren't really using it, so I started to market it, went to law conferences and went round all the family law firms giving presentations, and that's how it started. And then I saw there was a gap in the market and thought, right, I'm going for it. So went out on my own. And more recently, a colleague I used to work with previously, Douglas Noble, has joined me. So we're working as a team. So yeah, so we both look over each other's cases, and
Yeah,
we've got banking history, credit history, so we know what we're talking about now. So yeah,
yeah.
it's really exciting, and I love my job, and I love every case that comes across my desk. Each one different.
So would you say you're different to other litigation funding businesses in any way?
The only way I'd say we were different, we're probably more personal. As there's only two of us, you know, we like to handhold the client through the divorce. So we really like to get to know the client. Ideally, without this pandemic, we would meet the client face to face, build up a rapport, build up a relationship, because you're going to be with them for possibly a year or more. So we take the onus away from a lot of the law firms, so we can fill in application forms, we can answer banking questions. And often a lot of the clients text me at night saying, oh, Jenny, I'm worried about this, because I've actually been divorced myself. So they often ask me, how did your children react? And what did you do here? What did you do there? So I can give them that bit of personal sort of support as well. So that works really well. So yeah, I do love that part of the job. And at the end of the day, we usually take the client for a nice meal once they've got their settlement, just to relax and chill and help them go forward.
Oh, lovely. That sounds great. Well, yeah, so the individual can come to you if they're looking to try and fund their case. And also, of course, any of the law firms that are in the HUG directory, they're
Yeah,
obviously very welcome to get in touch with you as well to speak about
yes,
products they've
ideally
got.
it's good. Yeah, ideally it's good to get the introduction from the law firm, but if clients want to come to me first just to chat over and see if they could be eligible, absolutely, pick up the phone, drop me an email. Everything's on the website.
Lovely, thank you. Well, thanks so much, Jenny. I'm sure that's going to put some people's minds at rest. If they can understand that actually they may be able to get some kind of funding or help for their case. And
Yes,
we'll put all the details of how to get in touch with you and via the HUG directory on the side of this video. So thanks very much for speaking to me today, Jenny, and I'll chat to you again soon.
thank you.